I never thought the monster destroying my daughter was the same man who kissed me goodnight every single night for 18 years. Every single time I fell asleep, he would wait exactly 11 minutes, then quietly slip out of our bed, walk down the hallway on the tips of his toes, and do things to our 15-year-old daughter that no father on this earth should ever do. The night I finally hid the camera in her room and watched it live on my phone, I stopped breathing for 38 straight minutes. If you're a parent, do not scroll away right now. What actually happened inside our perfect-looking house will make your blood freeze. And the twist that sent him to prison for 32 years is coming at the very end. Stay until the last second, because missing even 1 minute could mean missing the sign that saves your child. My name is Jennifer Harper. I'm 43, a pediatric nurse from Savannah, Georgia, and for the last 2 years I've been trying to glue the pieces of my life back together after discovering that my husband David, the man I called my soulmate, the man our daughter called Dad, had been sexually abusing Lily for years, right under my own roof, while I slept 10 steps away. If you're new here, hit subscribe right now. I only share real stories that can protect children. Drop a like so this reaches every parent who needs this warning. And tell me in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there right now. Knowing you're listening is the only thing that keeps me going. Let's go back to when everything still looked like a fairy tale. David and I met when we were 17. He was the golden boy quarterback with the easy smile that made every girl in school weak in the knees. I was the shy girl who spent lunch in the library, buried in biology textbooks. Somehow, at the homecoming dance, our eyes locked across the gym, and that was it. We were inseparable. Everyone said we were too young, that high school love never lasts. We married at 23 just to prove them wrong. 2 years later, Lily arrived, 7 pounds 6 ounces of pure light, with David's ocean blue eyes and my wild chestnut curls. I still remember him holding her for the first time in that hospital room, tears rolling down his cheeks, whispering over and over, "I will protect you from everything in this world, baby girl. Daddy's got you forever. Nothing will ever hurt you as long as I'm alive." I believed him with every cell in my body. We became the family everyone envied. David climbed the corporate ladder to senior financial advisor at one of the biggest firms downtown. I worked day shifts in the pediatric ward at Memorial Hospital, so one of us was always home with Lily. He never missed a school play, a dance recital, or a lacrosse game. He built fairy gardens with her in the backyard, read her bedtime stories in silly voices, and started a tradition when she was 6. Monthly daddy-daughter donut dates at River Street Suites every first Saturday. Just the two of them. Neighbors literally stopped us in the grocery store to say, "Jennifer, you hit the husband jackpot. David is Father of the Year material." I beamed with pride. I thought my heart would explode from how lucky we were. Lily grew into the kind of kid parents dream of straight-A student, starter on the varsity lacrosse team as a freshman, bubbly, kind, the girl who made friends with everyone. Teachers called her a joy. Coaches called her a leader. Friends' parents called her the perfect influence. Then, almost overnight, the light in her eyes went out. It started so small I almost missed it. Family dinners used to be loud and full of laughter. Suddenly, Lily would grab a plate and disappear upstairs. "Too much homework, Mom." When I insisted we eat together, she'd sit in silence, pushing peas around, barely swallowing 3 bites. In 8 short weeks, she dropped 18 pounds. Her cheekbones turned sharp, her collarbones stuck out like coat hangers. I asked, "Honey, are you eating at school?" She'd snap, "I'm fine." "Stop treating me like a baby." The daddy-daughter donut date stopped cold. David would say, "Ready for our date, princess?" And Lily would suddenly have extra practice, a group project, or claim she felt sick. I actually felt sorry for him and would nudge her. "Go spend time with your dad. He misses you so much." Those words taste like poison in my mouth now. She started locking her bedroom door 24/7. Even in the middle of the day. Knock, shuffle, 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 door cracks open 2 inches. "What do you want, Mom?" Her grades crashed from honor roll to barely passing. Teachers emailed. "Lily seems distracted, withdrawn. Is everything okay at home?" I lied and said we were just adjusting to high school pressure. She wore oversized hoodies in 95-degree Georgia heat, refused anything that showed an inch of skin. Dark purple circles bloomed under her eyes like bruises. Some mornings she looked like she hadn't slept in days. And the worst part, the part that still wakes me up at night. Every time David tried to hug her from behind or rest a hand on her shoulder, she flinched. Her whole body tensed, a tiny, terrified jump, then she'd force a smile that never reached her eyes. I told myself, she's just going through that teenage phase where kids pull away from their parents. Totally normal. I was so wrong. 4 months before everything exploded, I switched to permanent day shifts because my mom gut was screaming that something was wrong with Lily. I needed to be home more in the evenings to figure it out. That's when I started noticing David's new nighttime routine. We'd go to bed around 10:30. 12-hour shifts knocked me out cold. But one night I woke up at midnight to use the bathroom. His side of the bed was empty. I padded down the hallway in the dark and saw a thin strip of light under Lily's door. Low voices. My bare feet froze on the hardwood. I was about to knock when the door opened, and David jumped half a foot in the air. Jesus, Jen, you scared me. What are you doing in Lily's room at midnight? She texted she couldn't sleep, big chemistry test tomorrow. I was just helping her calm down. He wrapped an arm around my shoulders and steered me back to bed like I was the one being irrational. It sounded so reasonable. I swallowed the knot in my throat and went back to sleep, hating that tiny voice in my head that whispered, something isn't right. But once you see something, you can't unsee it. I started faking sleep, lying perfectly still, breathing slow and deep, counting the minutes. 11:17, 11:23, 11:29, creak mattress shifts, soft footsteps, hallway floorboard that always squeaks, light under her door, muffled voices. Almost every single night. One night I pressed my ear to her door and heard Lily crying, small, desperate, muffled sobs like she was trying to stay quiet. David's voice, low and soothing. SHH baby daddy. Here, it's okay. Everything's okay. My hand hovered over the doorknob. I was seconds away from bursting in. But then I thought, what am I accusing him of? Being too caring, spending too much time with his daughter. What kind of wife suspects her husband of something evil just for comforting their child? So I crept back to bed, heart pounding, hating myself for even thinking it. Then came the afternoon that shattered everything. Lily was at lacrosse practice. I was switching laundry and reached behind her nightstand for a missing sock. My hand brushed something hard. Her journal, wedged between the wall and the furniture, like it had fallen and been forgotten. I knew reading it was wrong. I knew it was an invasion of privacy. But that mom instinct that had been screaming for months took over. My hands shook so badly I could barely turn the pages. At first it was normal teenage stuff, complaints about algebra, excitement about making varsity, friend drama. Then I turned to a page that made the world stop spinning. I hate when he comes in at night. I lock the door, but he has a key. I feel so dirty all the time. I want to scrub my skin until it bleeds. Mom thinks he's perfect. She'll never believe me. She'll hate me. Maybe if I just stop eating, I'll disappear and he'll finally leave me alone. I sat on Lily's carpet and read those words over and over until the letters blurred from tears. When she got home from practice, I tried. I sat on her bed and said as gently as I could, "Baby, you can tell me anything, anything at all. I will always believe you." Her face went ghost white, eyes wide with pure terror. "Why are you being so weird? Get out of my room," she screamed, angry tears pouring down her face. "Just leave me alone." I left, shaking, because I finally understood what my daughter was protecting and who she was protecting me from. That night I called my best friend Tara, pediatric nurse, child abuse specialist with 15 years in the trenches. I told her everything. The weight loss, the flinches, the locked doors, the midnight visits, the journal. She didn't even let me finish. "Jennifer, you need a hidden camera in that room today. You need concrete proof, or it's he said, she said, and these monsters walk free 90% of the time. Do it now." I drove 2 towns over to an electronics store I'd never been to, hands trembling so hard I could barely hold the steering wheel. Bought the smallest camera they had, looks exactly like a phone charger block, 4K, night vision, live feed straight to an app on my phone. Paid cash, drove home in a trance. David was at work, Lily at school. I walked into her room, the purple walls we'd painted together, the string lights, the shelf full of lacrosse trophies, and hid the camera behind a framed photo of her and her best friend. Perfect view of the whole room, especially the bed. Tested the app, crystal clear. I felt like the worst mother on earth for spying on my own child, and the most desperate. That evening, everything looked normal on the surface. David brought home Lily's favorite Thai takeout. We laughed about work stories. Lily picked at her food, barely spoke. After dinner, I announced I had an early shift and needed sleep. Took 2 sleeping pills in front of David, but palmed one and only swallowed the other. Lay in bed fully clothed under the covers, phone hidden under my pillow, heart hammering so loud I was sure he could hear it. 10:47, lights out. 10:55, his breathing slowed. 11:47, mattress shifts. Soft footsteps, hallway creak. Lily's door opens and closes. I open the app with shaking fingers. The feed loaded. Lily's room lit by her little bedside lamp. She was awake, lying on her side facing away from the camera, body rigid under the blanket like she was bracing for impact. David walked in, closed the door softly, sat on the edge of her bed. "Hey, princess, Daddy needs his special girl tonight." "Dad, please, I have a tournament tomorrow, I'm so tired." "SHH, you know I just need to spend time with you. You're my favorite girl in the whole world." What happened over the next 38 minutes, I will never describe in detail. Some evils are too dark for words. But I watched my husband, the man I'd loved for half my life, the man who carried Lily on his shoulders at Disney World, who cried at her first school play, sexually assault our daughter while she lay there completely dissociated, staring at the wall like she'd left her body years ago. I heard every lie he fed her. "This is how we show love in our family. Mom would never understand our special bond. If you tell anyone they'll take you away from Mommy forever. You don't want to break Mommy's heart, do you? You're Daddy's good girl." I recorded every second, hand clamped over my mouth to keep from screaming, tears streaming so hard I could barely see the screen. When he finally kissed her forehead, whispered our secret forever, walked out, crawled back into bed with me, wrapped his arm around my waist, and started snoring peacefully. I waited until his breathing deepened, then locked myself in the bathroom and vomited until my stomach was empty and my ribs ached. At 2:57 a.m. I texted Tara, "I was right. It's worse than we thought. Full video saved in 4 places." Her reply came in seconds. "Get Lily out of that house right now, then call police." I crept into Lily's room. She was curled in a ball, silently shaking. "Baby, it's Mom." She sat up in terror. "Dad might hear." "I know everything, sweetheart, I saw it. We're leaving right now. Pack 1 bag. We're never coming back." The look on her face, pure disbelief, then relief so big it broke her, is burned into my soul forever. She collapsed into my arms sobbing, "You believe me? You really believe me?" "I believe you. I'm so sorry I didn't see sooner. None of this is your fault. Pack. Now." 20 minutes later, we were in my car driving through empty Savannah streets to my sister Melissa's house across town. Lily finally whispered, "It started when I was 12, on one of the donut dates." We arrived at Melissa's at 3:47 a.m. I pounded on the door until she opened it in her robe, eyes wide. One look at our faces, and she pulled us inside without a word. At 4:05 a.m., I called 911 from Melissa's phone. "My name is Jennifer Harper. My husband has been sexually abusing our 15-year-old daughter for years. I have video evidence from tonight. We're safe at my sister's. Please send officers." They dispatched 2 units, one to us, one to watch our house so David couldn't flee. At 6:12 a.m., David walked out in his suit, coffee in hand, ready for work. Officers were waiting in the driveway. According to the report, he played shocked. "This is insane. My wife is mentally unstable. She's making this all up." The video shut that lie down in under 10 seconds. He was charged with 7 counts of aggravated child sexual assault, 3 counts of rape of a minor, and multiple counts of child endangerment. Bail denied the same day when the prosecutor played 30 seconds of the footage in court. The judge turned green. 2 weeks later, 2 other girls came forward, former players he'd coached on a rec lacrosse team years earlier. He'd groomed them too, more charges. The trial was hell. Lily, only 16, had to take the stand and tell a room full of strangers how her own father destroyed her childhood. His defense attorney tried every dirty trick. "Isn't it possible you misinterpreted normal fatherly affection?" Lily looked him dead in the eye and said, "I didn't misinterpret being raped by my father." You could hear a pin drop. Several jurors were crying. The video was played for the jury. Grown men looked away. Grown women sobbed openly. David took the stand in his own defense, biggest mistake of his life. The prosecutor tore him apart in 20 minutes. Jury deliberated less than 4 hours. Guilty on every single count. Sentenced to 32 years in prison, no parole for 27. Lifetime sex offender registry. He'll be an old man if he ever breathes free air again. That was 2 years ago. Today Lily is 17, a senior, back on the lacrosse field scoring hat tricks like the last 3 years never happened. She's in therapy once a week instead of 3 times. She has nightmares, but they're getting farther apart. She's dating the sweetest boy who knows her full story and treats her like the queen she is, never pushes, never assumes, always asks. She's back on honor roll and has college acceptance letters from 4 schools. She wants to major in social work because, in her words, "I want to help kids who feel as trapped and disgusting as I did. I left the ER, too many triggers, and now run child abuse prevention programs at the hospital and schools all over Georgia." Lily comes with me sometimes and speaks to teenagers about grooming and boundaries. She's saving lives already. We sold the old house. Couldn't even drive past it without Lily having a panic attack. We live in a little apartment filled with plants and sunlight and photos of the 2 of us laughing, proof that joy can grow again after hell. Some nights she still wakes up screaming, convinced he's in the room. Some mornings I still cry in the shower asking myself how I missed it for so long. But the good days now outnumber the bad ones by a mile. And that, my friends, is what healing looks like. If your child has suddenly changed, lost weight, withdrawn, started locking doors, flinches when certain people touch them, grades crashing, wearing baggy clothes in summer, do not wait like I did. Trust that gut feeling. Ask the hard questions. Put up that camera if you have to, because predators don't have horns and a tail. They have keys to your house. They tuck your kids in at night. They look like the perfect father. And to every child or teenager watching this who's living this nightmare right now, listen to me. It is not your fault. Not one bit of it. The adult is 100% responsible. You did nothing to cause this. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to heal. Tell someone. Tell a teacher, a coach, a friend's parent, a hotline. Keep telling until someone believes you and protects you. The numbers are in the description. You are worth saving. David will die in prison. Lily and I are free. If this video opened even one parent's eyes, if it saves even one child, then reliving the worst years of our lives was worth it. Like this video right now, it tells the algorithm to push it to more parents. Share it with every mom and dad you know. Subscribe so we can keep warning families. And comment below, where are you watching from and what time is it there? Let's build a worldwide army of protectors around our kids. This is Jennifer Harper signing off, but our fight to keep every child safe, that will never end.